Greetings everyone, Eric here and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the Wacom One pen display tablet. The Wacom One, not to be mistaken for the One by Wacom, weird, is a pen display tablet that Wacom released a little, I think a couple years ago, if not a year ago, where they wanted to get into the budget market of the pen display tablets. Now, normally for Wacom, even their smaller, like 13-inch tablets can sometimes be close to like $600, $700 for like the 13 HD from many years ago. Now, what they've done with the Wacom One is they've decided to kind of strip back some of the features that are on it and try to make it in a way that they can sell it for a much more affordable price for their kind of products. So it retails for about $399, I believe, so about $400, and it is a 13-inch display, and it's pretty much fully featured to what you really need for drawing with a display tablet. The only thing is, what are you giving up with this kind of system? Well, the things you're giving up are fairly simple. You don't get the bonded screen, or laminated screen as some like to say, although nowadays that's not that big of a problem because a lot of the screen glasses and the materials they use are so thin anyway that it really doesn't create much parallaxing anymore, which is the distance between the actual display and where your pen taps. So you don't really have to worry about that anymore. Other things that you're going to be giving up is actually with the pen, it is not going to be the Wacom Pro pen. It's going to be one of their more budget-friendly ones, which all that really means is they take the amount of pressure sensitivity levels and kind of just cut it down from like the 8,000-ish area to around like the 4,000 area. So it's really not that big of a deal to me, because to me that 4,000 mark is like the perfect mark. Anything higher than that, and you really better be doing a lot of like complicated painting or something in order to really utilize that. So for someone like me, I've never been able to tell the difference between the 4,000 and the 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. So not really a big problem for me, but just something I would note for you guys. Another thing is, obviously, the screen is going to be just 1080p, but at 13 inches in size of a display, honestly, that feels perfect for this kind of size of display. So I don't see that as a problem at all. Other things you're obviously going to be losing in some of the buttons, but I would say that that's a feature that you're giving up. But Wacom has literally gotten rid of all of their buttons that are on their tablets across the board. They no longer have them. So you have to buy that little spare controller that they have that they sell on the side. So it's not really that big of a deal. Before I talk any further, let's just gonna swap over to me just unboxing it, and we're gonna talk about what's inside the box. And after that, we're gonna move over to the pen test, and I'll give you kind of my final thoughts in kind of that same area. So let's kick over to that. The box itself looks really nice, so I'm really happy with the design. It would look really good on shelves. Carefully opening the box so that we can get inside. It's actually just a nice thin cardboard covering. Inside, we're greeted with a very, very browny looking box. When you first take off the little cover on the top, you're greeted with the actual tablet itself, which is covered in kind of a weird clothy type material, but obviously we will talk about the tablet later. First thing we see, obviously, is the pen itself, which is wrapped up in this weird clothy thingy that's like taped down, and I don't know why. It's weird. I don't like it, but the pen itself is really nice. It looks really good. It feels really good in the hand. Obviously, I'll talk about that a lot more later, but it only has like the one button, which is perfectly fine. Opening up the center console, we have all the rest of our little things. First thing you're going to notice is the little instruction guide, which just tells you how to set all the little things up. It's like a weird cardboard too, which is kind of cool. Next, we have a little adapter thingy so that we can pull out the power brick. This is how you get power to the device, and it allows it to be used in multiple countries. So this one is obviously for the United States. Next up, we have the all-in-one type cable, where it just kind of has all the cables bunched together and clamped together in the middle there. You have your HDMI input, you have your USB, you have your other USB, which is actually designed for powering the device, so it gets plugged into the bottom of the little adapter that goes into the wall. And all of that gets connected through a USB Type-C device, which gets plugged into the actual tablet. Speaking of, We have the tablet itself, which is wrapped up in kind of a cool little cloth thing. When you pull out of the cloth, the screen looks really nice. It's super clean. Apparently it has a little bit of like a texture on it, which is pretty nice. So it makes drawing feel a little bit more normal. On the back, it's kind of a whitish gray, which is kind of cool. It's got some little rubber feetsy stuff, which is really comes in handy to keep things from slipping. And then right here, you have the adjustable, or sorry, not adjustable foot thingies, which allow you to draw at an angle. They are not adjustable, so they are always at that angle. And then at the top, you have this little thing for your pen to hold on, which is ever so cute. Okay, so for the pen test, what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna create a new thing. Let's just make it 8.5 by 11. Let's just make it wider for the sake of the screen system. Over here off to the side, I have a, you can't really see, but over here I have a little keyboard thing, so I can use this since this doesn't have any buttons here. So I have a little keyboard thing that allows me to do all my controls. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a very simple pen tool. We're just gonna go over here. Let's go to the pen. And we're gonna go to the real G brush. We're gonna turn stabilization, let's turn it down to like 2 for now, which is a lot lower than I would do. Also, this is a glove for a different tablet. This tablet does not come with a glove, so if you want to have this glove, you will have to get one. The pen actually feels really nice so far. Like if I were just going to talk about the feel of the pen in the hand, it's nice and small, and I didn't think I would like it compared to the Pro Pen, the one that comes with your other Wacom tablets. This is obviously for my my other tablet, the I just blanked on the name, the Cintiq 22 HD, the old version, which is a bit bulkier. Obviously, it doesn't work on this one, but it's got a little bit more bulkier grip. This one kind of feels like, honestly, like a real pen, like a regular pen. Like if I were to compare it to like my mechanical pencil and one of my Stettler pens, it's much more similar to these than, like I said, than like this big chunky boy. So it's definitely interesting. I'm not sure which one I like better. We'll see when I'm actually drawing. But I think I could use just about any size, really. But yeah, let's do kind of a pen test. And really all this is going to do is see, let's go with a bigger size, let's say like a 25, how it feels to use the pen. So just a simple thing. Yeah, it feels pretty good so far. Like I said, I have the stabilization turned off. Yep, that feels good, pretty good so far. If I do some kind of quick hashes this way, let's see. Yeah, so far pretty good. I'm not seeing any annoying little like check marks down here at the bottom. Let's see what happens if I turn stabilization all the way off. Yeah, there you're starting to get a little bit of it, but I guess it depends on which way you're going. I don't really slash that quickly. Also, the little bit of texture on the screen does help, because normally I would have issues with out the stabilization being turned on. So that's actually pretty nice. Let's see. Let's just do... Yeah, wow, I'm able to keep a very steadily stable line, even with stabilization turned off. So that's actually really, really handy. It'll be interesting when I actually start drawing. I'm going to try drawing with like very little stabilization on and see how that works. Another thing that I'm going to test is the ruler test. That's where I take a ruler like this one, and I'm just going to draw slow straight lines going across. And this is just to see what kind of digital wobble there is, because my hand's going to have a natural wobble to it. So let's just see how much digital wobble there is. So I'm going to go really slow. And don't worry about the metal ruler scratching the screen. It's got a cork backing to it. So you can see here, it's got a cork backing, so it can't actually damage the screen. But you can see that. That is absolutely lovely. You can see there, that's just pen pressure differences. So, wow, there is no wobble in that whatsoever. And that's me when I kind of flicked at the end, so that is a me problem there. But yeah, no, that is absolutely perfect. Yeah, because you see if I try to draw a slow line, my hand wobbles so bad. But even then, just turn stabilization up to like even like 20. And it actually straightens it out pretty well. Yeah, look at that. That's just from stabilization. You can obviously crank it as much as you want. That is perfect. That is great. That feels really good. Man, I will give Wacom credit. This pen is actually really nice for not being the Pro pen. I like this pen a lot. Pen pressure itself. Let's increase the size of the brush to like that. I'm able to keep... Yeah, wow, I'm able to keep a very consistent pen pressure very easily. The initial activation is actually pretty good. Like I'm just letting the just kind of letting the weight of the pen do that. Like as you can see, my one finger is off, so I'm literally just pushing down a little bit with my thumb. So that initial activation is really, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna try and screw it. I'm just gonna try and draw something and see how it goes. So let's just do a little time lapse of me drawing something, I guess. Alright, so as you can see, we have our finished drawing here. I think it came out really well. The pen was really easy to use. I didn't mind the size at all. It's definitely one of those things where I kind of would have to get used to the size again, because it's been a long time since I've drawn at this size. Also, you can't see it. I mean, you can kind of like up here, but I have a ring light above me to illuminate the desk so you guys can see. But because of the angle this is at, you guys can't see the glare, but I can literally see a giant glare right here. And so drawing was very interesting. I kept having to like tilt my head over to the side, which is why my beard kept getting into frame, so that I could see what I was doing. Because if I draw just straight on, can't see a thing. If this was angled up a little bit more, yeah, like right there. Yeah, right there is perfect. I can perfectly see. I could be able to draw without any issue. But that's the only disadvantage of the stance that this thing has, is that it's only one angle that you can have it at, as you can see there. So, let me get the cloth out of the way. So what I would do is I would definitely put this on a separate stand if I was going to use this as a main drawing tablet. I do kind of miss having buttons over here, because it was kind of, it'd be nice to have a few extra buttons to kind of play with. But I get that they're trying to make this budget friendly. Like I probably have said, this is only like $400, which I guess for for Wacom is pretty cheap, but for any other brand, you can actually go a step up in size and get a 16-inch tablet for about $400 from your XP Pen and your Huion, which I guess for my money, I would rather have the XP Pen or the Huion, especially the XP Pen, because I just like their tablets a little bit more. But if you have to have Wacom, like you really want that, you want that brand name, you want, you know, kind of that whole thing, this isn't a bad option. Like, this would do you just fine. I had no troubles drawing on this. It felt really good. The pen, honestly, I couldn't tell much difference between this, which is the non-pro, versus the pro pen, which I know it's like pen pressure sensitivity is like cut down almost like half, but I really couldn't tell. I think this has just like over 4,000. It's like whatever the number is, I don't remember. But yeah, I couldn't tell. The only difference really was just kind of the pen size itself, like the feel in my hand. Also, this only has the one button control, so you can only do a right click, which is fine. I don't really use the little pen buttons that much anyway, except for if I'm like doing that to like grab a color. Because if you right click in Clip Studio, you can make it so it uses the eyedropper, so you can quickly just grab a color. Otherwise, you would just have to hold Alt and tap, which is fine as well. But yeah, no, this could easily be someone's tablet that they could take around with them. The only problem is you do need to have an outlet nearby in order to use it, which is a shame. They really should make it so you could just use USB power from your computer or your laptop, but it's whatever. It works perfectly fine. I did find that this was a little finicky. When I first plugged this thing in, I had it facing this way, so this was over here, which it's USB Type-C. It's not supposed to matter. But for some reason, it would not recognize plugging into HDMI that way. I had to make it face this way in order for it to work. Maybe that's just a quirk with my model or something. Maybe I got like a weird issue with mine. But it was a thing to keep in mind. But yeah, no, if you want to buy this thing, you would not be disappointed and you would not be wasting your money or anything. Like, I do think that this thing is worth, maybe not the 400. I would probably have this thing at around like the 250 mark, honestly. But you can't go wrong. You're getting the name brand. You're getting the name brand's drivers and support. So if that really means a lot to you, then this would not be a problem whatsoever. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it that thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment if you enjoyed this video, if you have any thoughts on this tablet, whether you would use this tablet. If you have used this tablet, what are your thoughts on it? As well as any other products you would like me to review, any type of tutorials or anything like that, please let me know. And yeah, make sure you subscribe for more content. Check links in the description to where you can pick this up, as well as all my other stuff, the social medias and Patreons and all that crap. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.